Well, hey Aries, it's Cardinal Signs weekend, and that means you. And we are looking at what we are healing this month. We've got this beautiful full moon on the 7th in Virgo. Oh, cards are jumping out here for you. And looks like you might be looking at your thoughts, but let's see. I'm going to ask what you are healing. I just saw a 6 of Swords. That is about changing your mind in some way, but let's see what happens when we pull a card. So we're going to ask what you're healing. What's the kind of element, like mind, body, spirit, body that you're healing, and then some practical advice, some very impractical advice, what's hidden from you, where the shadows may lay, for example, and then how you will embody this healing in the future. So those are our questions, and let's see what happens. Okay, wow. So you are healing your ideal of emotional fulfillment. This is community with others. This is family. This is love. We'll find out how you're healing this. Underlying this, we have some very earthy, practical, and impractical, and mysterious energy going on underneath the surface here. So what we can see is there's a new beginning that's also very much reflecting what's happening out in the universe. There is a look for balance. There's a very Virgo energy here with Earth and Virgo, this infinite balance. Let me get these laid out here. More juggling, balancing. The 6 of Pentacles is about generosity, but we can see here this person is very grounded. She has all of her balls in the air. So we get getting a sense of a person who has all of the things, and they are very gracefully holding them. So lots of earth. And then another image of balancing things that are different, the High Priestess. This is a much different energy. It's impractical, it's mysterious, it's 5D out there in space, magic, the occult, your intuitive knowing. So we're seeing a couple much about balance here visually, and then more practical energy, 3 of Pentacles. Then you get filled with others here. So there's a story here that is about emotional fulfillment and having achieved the penultimate goal in your emotional life. Like you've finished with the Cups here. And then it looks like we see you moving into an earthy, it's very Virgo, and full moon and Virgo here coming in. And so all these pentacles are very practical and very earthy. And then we get a little bit of mystery. And it's very much what this reading is going to ask about, is both the practical and this Piscean, mysterious energy that we're in. We've had Saturn in Aquarius for quite a while, and Saturn will now be moving into Pisces. So we're getting this meeting of dreams and the practical, how to make your dreams real, but also how to stay in the flow and not grip down and get controlling. I see this this balancing act coming in multiple ways. We see balancing, juggling, like this sort of skill. So there's a kind of justice feeling to this High Priestess. So it's like a new kind of justice though, right? Where it's balancing 2 very different things instead of things looking the same. And then we see you very powerfully able to build and work with others, make things real, make your visions real in the real world. So that's that Saturn coming into Pisces energy very clearly here in these cards. Well, let's look, Aries. Let's ask these questions and see what is going on. We just looked at the very introductory cards here about what you are healing. What you are healing, this 10 of Cups. So let's ask a little bit more about that. So what is the nature of this healing? It appears to be emotional, replaced by a very practical earthy energy, but let's see. What is the element you are healing? Let's cut this here deck. So, first of all, what's the element? You were working in the mind. That's what I saw, that Six of Swords. So here's a King of Swords. So this is, it's interesting because this healing, it's an emotional healing and it has very practical effects, but there is something also to do with your ideas, your intellect, very Virgo, intellectual energy. Again, earth and intellect, I think of Virgo that way. So the King of Swords, he has mastered his mind. He is a good leader and he has the truth and he uses it with justice. So that explains a lot of this balancing energy that we have here, where you're with it as a king, you know how to use the truth and you know how to use it judiciously with your heart involved. Okay, now we want to know here, what is some practical advice going on around this process of this Ten of Cups healing? It's about something. So I almost think of the Three of Swords, like your mind and your heart are out of alignment in the Three of Swords. The King of Swords is very opposite. The Ten of Cups, which is what this is about. And so the King of Swords has accessed the heart and the truth of the heart and uses both the mind and the heart together. So some practical advice. The Devil. How practical can you get? The Devil is a very practical advice that it has to do with addressing addiction, codependence, thoughts that are disempowering. Because we have swords here as the element that you are working with. This is working with your mind. So you have some thoughts that you can perhaps bring up out of that devil's playground, where you're very vulnerable to this sort of nightmare that these two people find themselves in. This looks like a bad dream to me. Actually reminds me of nightmares I used to have as a kid, where I felt really small and there was like a dark voice and it was telling me how things were, and it was very scary, and I felt very, very, very powerless when I would have those dreams. And so that's a little bit of the practical work that you have to do. So if Saturn's going to come in to your dreams and give you some practical advice, it looks like taking whatever steps you need to get out of this mindset, and aiming towards this. And in particular, to remember that this has to do with your emotional maturity and fulfillment. Okay. What is the very impractical advice? Because we have Saturn going into Pisces, this dreamy state of Pisces. We want to know about the dreams, and we want to know about how to flow with this and how to use your intuition. It's this energy of the High Priestess. She's all about your intuition. So what do we have here? The Three of Discs. This is a very practical image, actually. But it looks to me like you have a dream of working with others and of making something real in the world, a life. Like when we see this underlying, this is like a new job, a new home. This is a real offer being given to you in the real world. And then we saw, this is the same card here, this vision that you have. It's coming in now as a dream. And that in this dream, you work with others to build something collaboratively. And everybody brings a skill to this. And so that is your dream. And that's what you want to flow towards. And it's here twice. So that's a good sign. Now, what is hidden from you? There is some anxiety. Nine of Swords. Is this your anxiety? Or how could you be unaware of this feeling? It would suggest that somebody else is feeling this around you. Like, and there's the swords, right? This is the element that you're working in. The mind, thoughts, ideas, concepts. What may be hidden from you is that you have certain concepts, and that you might be a little bit rigid in your mind about them. That's how they're coming in here, is like they're stuck in your head. They're very rigid to me. They seem, and they hurt. They hurt. That rigidity is hurting you. So if this is somebody else having anxiety, you don't know that, it's hidden from you, right? The other thing is you might not be realizing that it's your thoughts that are keeping you from having peace, and from, it's thoughts that the devil speaks of, disempowering thoughts, or somehow some concepts that have you trapped, that are keeping you from this dream. Okay, interesting. All right, so now we want to know how you will embody this healing in the future. Very Aries, fiery energy. You are going to take action. You are going to communicate clearly. Right now we have Mars has been in Gemini forever. Mars is your planet, Aries, and it is coming into a nice relationship with the cat is here. So there's some kind of action that you're going to be able to take, which you'll like, Aries. Cardinal signs like to be able to take action, and or some kind of communication. So we can see you in the future. The way that you embody this process of healing is that you're able to act and speak in a very clear way. And Mars has been in Gemini for a very long time and has retrograded in there, and is about to move out of Gemini finally this month. But my sense is that you're in a process of healing that is about your emotional well-being, and that it is your thoughts that are keeping you from that emotional well-being. You're not aware of that, but once you address that, you will be able to act in a way that conforms to this dream that you have of working well with others. I just see this balancing and this difference. There might even be like 3 people involved in this, because we got the 3 of discs here, or the 3 of pentacles twice. And then I also see that, oh cool, the cat's using the litter box. Sorry. It snowed outside, so she can't go outside. But we see here 3 of pentacles, and there's like somebody is bringing something into the pair. And everybody's kind of handling this differently, Aries. So you got, this one is juggling this. There's 2 different things that are being juggled. There's 3 people here, Aries. And it's not in a bad way. It's in a very positive, collaborative way. And it's just taking a little bit of letting go of some of your rigid ideas that are keeping you in this. This is the practical work, is get out of that so you can have this dream and get into this flow. What you don't know is that it's your thoughts that are your problem. Underlying energy, more disc, lots of earth energy here. So I was looking at Heather Ensworth's blog or podcast on YouTube on here, and so there was a lot of talk about healing and about the very practical, real world sense of that. So there's some need to release control, and I don't know why, but I can feel that in this reading. There's new tools, new work, new skills that you're learning and working on, perhaps in order to release. I think it's this, it feels rigid to me. Your thinking is in some way rigid. And there's that new beginning, again, being the Ace of Pentacles being offered there. Well, let's clarify here a bit. We'll use our pocket tarot, the wild unknown, to do so. We'll just look forward. I hope you can't really hear the cat in a way that bugs you, but if you do, I hope you think it's cute. Or click on. Pretty much have the message here. we're just going to get some more information about it if you are curious. I'm curious about who the third person is, this third pentacle. It's like there's somebody missing from the picture in a way, or they're coming in, or they're the problem. I'm not sure. Let's see. Okay, King of Swords. This is the element we are working with, which is your mind. We are working with your mind, with your thoughts, with your ideas, your paradigms. Okay. So this is how we see you in the future, an 8 of Wands. Right? It's the same thing here. That's interesting, kind of coming back to this. We can see this mind versus this one. This one's all organized, it's able to communicate and act. This one is like got creepy crawlies in it. Okay. So you definitely want to get out of that and into that 8 of Wands feel. So communication and action. Oops, wrong end of the deck here. There is Son of Cups, the classy love offer. This is how your heart is involved. And remember, this is ultimately about your emotional happiness. Your emotional happiness appears to be about working with others, not just one person, more than one person. So we're looking at communicating with your heart, and there's some kind of burden. I think this is the devil that you need to learn. You need to, on a very practical level, you need to quit this nightmare experience, release yourself from this nightmare, put down whatever this burden is. And it feels like it's a thought process that has become burdensome from you and is preventing you from acting and speaking with that Son of Cups heart forth way. Like you're getting bogged down in these disempowering thoughts. So let's find out more about those. Let's find out about the devil here. Okay, so Father of Wands. There's that very fiery energy. It's not the Emperor, but it's as close as we get to that Aries Martian energy. It's a wonderful, creative, decisive, being the leader of your own life, which is very different from the devil. There's a little heart here, the Daughter of Cups, just a young, flirty, I want to say inner child energy here today. And then there is some conflict, chaos, competition, 5 of Wands. So your devil here, this practical work that you have to do is you need to settle down. You need to, so your brain is, it's almost like even your body. It's almost like I'm getting a lot of fire here with the Father of Wands and the 5 of Wands. Like you're getting fired up. And we also see fire in this imagery. So Wands are the suit of fire, and you've got the King of Wands hitting with this lightning bolt. And we have like this kind of destruction and chaos and competition that comes out of that. So yeah, I see this fiery, it's like this willpower that you have as a sign under Mars. And Scorpio that I am, I get it. I often get a lot of this Martian energy coming through me. It feels kind of exciting and good and certain, but there's like this little part of you that is getting, isn't feeling good in the midst of this fight and this chaos here. And I think that your work on the devil with whatever the disempowering thoughts are have to do with coming out of that alpha exertion of fiery willpower that leads to fighting and staying in this more just rainbow sweetness that you are certainly capable of, Aries. So we want to see you on a very practical level, training yourself to honor this young, sweet nature of yours and to come from that instead of from that devil, 5 of Wands, fighting, competition, I like the Five of Wands. I like creative chaos and everyone has ideas and conflict, but it's feeling like you're a little bit feeling shattered and thrown to the winds when that's happening. So I want you to put that behavior aside. And again, the message is very clear. This is a healing of your emotional realm and the way that it connects to your mind. So what else? The Three of Discs. This is the dream. This is what you want to flow towards. This making a dream real. And it's a funny, so this is your dream. Let's find out more about that. Working with others. Ooh, the Empress, the Earth herself. Yeah, we are with the North Node in Taurus. We're being drawn towards working with. It's the North Node of the Moon. And if you think about when you're born, your South Node will be somewhere and your North Node will be exactly across the zodiac from it. And so right now, if you're born right now, your North Node is in Taurus and your South Node is in Scorpio. That's why we're looking at the darkness, what's hidden, the mystery. But with our North Node, we want to aim towards that in our whole life. This is where we want to change, right? This is where we want to heal in the direction here. And we can see that this is working with others in a seemingly small way. It's very earthy. The Empress is the planet, and there's lots of information here in the current stars and arrangement of the planets that we are having a revolution with Uranus and Taurus in our relationship with Earth. So that could be the scale on which this vision of yours is, or it could be on a smaller scale. So there's more fire energy, victory being recognized. This is your dream. And Daughter of Pentacles, very practical, beautiful rainbow, little fawn, grounded in earth, in the natural environment. Yeah, this is your dream is, and dreams are okay, is you actually want to be recognized. You want to do work that is victorious, it's recognized, but also has a very practical, real effect. So this is your dream, and you want this to be collaborative. You want to do something with others, and yeah. So that's your dream. What's hidden is this Nine of Swords. In order to get your dream, you have to deal with this devil. That's what I originally had these two cards reversed, but I think in other readings it may come in the other way. But right now, your dream is being held back by thoughts that get you into conflict and actually seem to shatter you and fragment you in almost like you're at odds with yourself. And you have a really beautiful vision. It's actually very earthy and practical. It can be your everyday life or your home, that kind of thing, or it can be, saving the planet on any level. That's your dream. And I love it. I love it. Okay. So this is what's hidden. This is your South Node is in Scorpio. This is your thoughts. They're hurting you. They're keeping you up. These are your obstacles is how I read this. And let's find out more about that. There is death. There's that Scorpio. Yep. South Node in Scorpio. So we want to move away from the South Node, and like we were in our last life, according to this theory of the North and South Node, in our last life, we were aiming to master death, transformation, the Scorpio energy, the darkness. And now we will be turning away from that transformative effort. And it could have just been what we just went through recently with Saturn in Capricorn and Aquarius. It's like been hard. It's our taskmaster, the planet Saturn. And so we've been through darkness. Perhaps we came out with some rigidity and that's what this Nine of Swords image comes into. And then we move towards Earth, towards the Empress, towards that North Node in Taurus. There is the Hierophant. This is structural power, but it could also be a teacher. There's somebody that has access to truth, the key here. Let's see how, there's interestingly, this is how these are appearing on the table. Like it's almost like the structure has been picked clean here in recent past. And then there's your High Priestess. There's that intuitive knowing. She's very much like the Hierophant, who's also like a spiritual leader, the Pope often, but she is in the realm of the intuitive and the 5D and the. So this is interesting. And she very much represents the hidden, the secret. We see her here balancing things that are different on our underlying energies. I can see why you're struggling here, because it's a major change of your mind. Like, and it makes sense with the devil. Like you're literally battling these old thoughts that have ruled your life and limited your existence and caused you to shatter. But those ideas are keeping you from the Empress. The Empress could also be like a very nurturing, loving presence in your life that you want to work with and build with. You're kept from that by this devil energy, this doubt. And then when we see what's hidden here from you, and it's as if there needs to be a transformation from the Hierophant, that structured, rigid, yes, no energy in the tarot, into this. And I just see how she relaxes this tiger under the moon. She's got the ball, this like I think of it as like so you can look into this ball and see the future. What is that called? I can't think of what it is. Crystal ball. So she's got her crystal ball. I always notice how her paws aren't gripping it. She's holding it very loosely, whereas we can see the Hierophant holding hard to this key in the midst of a storm. It's almost like a tower energy. We don't want to let go, even though it might shock us to be holding on to it. So I think this is the hidden project of letting go and letting transform these concepts that have been limiting you in that devil energy. So we see you in the future. Your mind is sorted. You're communicating in all kinds of ways. We can see light shooting out of your head. We can see wands, actions, your willpower released onto the world. And what about that? What about that? This is how we see you embodying this healing in the future. Beautiful Mother of Cups. Now remember, this is an emotional journey. This is about achieving this. It's funny because there's very few cups. We have the Son of Cups and the Daughter of Cups, and now we have the Mother of Cups. So we have the Mother of Swords. So this is your mind. This is what is getting clarity. So that's a lovely combination of heart and mind. It's so much this, like, if it wasn't going to come out as the King of Swords, you might as well put the Mother of Cups and the Mother of Swords here, and the clarity and the heart and the ability to speak from the heart with clarity is here. And then, wow, another Queen, the Mother of Pentacles, knowing your worth, very practical. That's the Earth energy that we see with the Empress and the Daughter of Pentacles here. It's like a maturing process here in the future, and we see you acting intelligently with heart to the benefit of the Earth, for the security of the Earth, or of the very practical security and abundance of your existence, Aries. So that's this healing process, and I don't want to kid you, this is a tough healing process. Like that your practical work is to beat the devil. It's pretty incredible. I see on the bottom of this first deck, this is the card of strength. It's upside down. You don't have this yet. Strength is willpower. It's your ability to calm your fiery Father of Wands energy and employ your heart. Come from the most generous and loving place instead of the violent, I want to make shit happen place in you. That's fracturing you. And your little Daughter of Cups energy, there's lots of this energy. It's inner child energy. And I did see the Six of Cups on the bottom of the deck a minute ago, and I ignored it. But I did see that. So there's very much like some working with the little younger parts of you, the past, if you believe in past lives, here with death on the table, like whatever the past life, it could be recent events, it could be literally previous life. This is not an easy healing process, Aries. That's what I'm trying to tell you. And it's not simple either. Like all of the elements are here. It very much appears, and if we look at the bottom of the deck now, it very much appears that you feel trapped in your mind, and that's an Eight of Swords here. And until you get here, which is a Ten of Swords, where you're done with that mindset. So it's very clearly a journey of your mind to deal with these thoughts that cause conflict. And we see they came from some kind of youthful fragmentation, but when you act from that youthful fragmentation, you're stuck in this devil pattern. So there's some kind of story. It's a concept. That's when it's like the framework by which you interpret life is in your way, and it's in the way of a really big dream that you have. It's a really big, earthy, real life dream. Like you want to save the planet, could be that, or you want to like build a home. You want to build art, make art. You want to create a new structure for society, in a new way of relating to the earth. For some reason, because I see Empress and Victory here, what I get is there's this feeling of transformation. But this is also very much about being recognized. So like you want other people, you want to be a leader here in some kind of really earthy, beautiful movement. And for some, this is also like the people are sitting outside. This hill actually reminds me of when I went to college at UC San Diego. There was a hill, we called it the Hump. It was right outside the gymnasium, and we just met there a lot for gatherings, for fun, for political reasons. It reminds me of that here, Aries. Interesting reading. Healing your heart and your mind. And your brain is your problem. Your heart is the solution. And there are very practical steps that you need to take towards healing your mind. And they're very transformative. And we see you, in the end, acting from all this Queen energy. From your heart, your mind, your body. It's beautiful. It's very powerful. Yep. You get clarity. And you put things that I think are valuable together. What's missing? The sexy Queen of Wands, your fiery energy. I think in some way your fiery energy is being kind of asked to be moderated a little bit so that you can go through this process, which needs your heart more than your willpower. Like, then you get to exert your will like that. But to get there, to get to using your will in alignment, I think, with your heart and your mind and the physical world, whatever that is, your practical needs up to the planet, you have some work to do. And it's beat the devil, and you can do it, because strength may be upside down right now, but it's coming in. And it's a beautiful ability to control your violence and your urgency and your chariot Martian energy with these kinds of energies that we see you using in the end. So I feel good about your journey, Aries. Let me know. I hope this helps. Have a beautiful day. Happy healing.